Hi,
Hi, Michael. How are you today?
I'm good. I wanted to have this session because I've been going through some things at work and I just really need somebody to talk to about it. What would you like me to call you?
You can call me. How about you just call me Shakira?
Okay. Hi Shakira. I'm Michael.
Nice to meet you officially.
How you doing? I recently got a promotion at work.
Oh wow, congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. I was going to school for a while and I recently graduated. So I was like, well, you know what? Let me try to find a job that's gonna help me move forward because I'm working on my master's now as well.
Okay.
So I'm also a single father. The mom is in the picture, but sometimes it feels like I do most of the work.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm with work and school and all the things. See, you hear in the background? It's like I
Yes.
can't get a break sometimes. I guess what I'm asking you is like, how can I balance everything? Because it's so much.
Mm-hmm. Well, first, like I want to say again, congratulations on your promotion.
Thank you.
And I want to also commend you for being a student or getting back into school and then working full time and also being a full time parent. It's a lot of work. Um, so I just want to commend you for that. So
I
it's
appreciate it.
Yeah. So to me, it sounds like maybe you're feeling a little overwhelmed and you're trying to, I guess, balance the things on your plate. You're juggling parenting and working and being a student. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes. My workload hasn't increased because before I worked part-time, so now I'm working full-time
Mm-hmm.
and it's increased threefold. Like it's no time for Michael. All it is work,
Mm-hmm.
school, and kid.
Okay. Um, so let me ask you this. You said that you're a little overwhelmed on a scale of 0 to 10, with maybe zero being not as overwhelmed and 10 being extremely overwhelmed. Where do you think you'll fall on the scale?
About an 8, to be
About an
completely
8?
honest. Hmm.
Okay, that's a little intense. What are some of the things about your job or like parenting that kind of overwhelm you?
The biggest thing is that as a case manager in the job that I am taking care of a caseload of people.
Hmm.
So on top of that, I'm also taking care of a 6-year-old.
Hmm.
So with those combined, it's hard to navigate how I'm gonna distribute my patients, if that makes sense.
Hmm. It makes a lot of sense. So, okay, let's go back a little bit. So you said you're a case
Okay.
manager. So do you work in like maybe with the community, or what do you kind of do?
I work with developmentally disabled people,
Okay.
um, and it's a little bit more taxing because there's a lot more. Uh, like I said before, patience that you have to
Hmm.
have because sometimes it's hard to communicate. Sometimes there's barriers to learning the person. Period. And
Hmm.
um, yeah, it just makes it a little bit more harder than just being, I guess, a regular just case manager.
Yeah. So I get that. You're working with different people, and sometimes, from what I'm hearing, it may seem like they might not, I guess, be on the same level as you are, or they might have some difficulties understanding things. And
Mhm.
it does take a lot of patience for sure.
Man.
And then on the other side of that, you have a young child. She's about school age.
Yeah, she's 6. She'll be going to first grade.
Oh, okay. She's going to first grade. That's a fun age, fun time for learning. So yeah, I mean, I get that.
Hmm.
So you'll be balancing some patience and trying to, I guess, navigate how to spread yourself a little bit or spread your patience. Does that sound accurate?
Yeah, without being too thin,
Yes,
because that's the part I don't want to get to where I'm burnt out. Because this is
definitely.
a new job.
So can you tell me about a time where you didn't feel this way? Like you didn't feel overwhelmed or you didn't feel like burned out? What did that look like for you?
I was a toddler. No, I guess maybe in the beginning of college, I feel like it was a smooth ride. I was going to school. I didn't have responsibilities. I wasn't a father. So that was a time where I felt like I was just kind of free to
Hmm.
go to school and not try to put myself in so many different boxes. I could
Hmm.
be in this one box in this one scenario and I was cool.
Okay. And then would you say overall you're like happier then? Or do you think you're happier now? You just have different components to life.
Uh that's hard. I think no, I'm gonna say I was happier then.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want to say I'm not happy now,
Hmm.
but I think that it's hard. Like I said in the beginning of our conversation, I don't have a lot of time for me.
Hmm.
So I guess then it was a lot. I had enough time to do all the things and
Hmm.
then still take care of Michael.
Yeah, that makes sense. Um, so let's touch on that a little bit. What are some kind of things that you do or used to do that were for Michael? What kind of things made you happy?
I used to play tennis.
Hmm.
I used to play every week at it was specific days. So I used to play on Thursdays.
Hmm.
And yeah, I have my daughter full time now. So it's hard for me to find baby. If I do play, is I have to go find a babysitter. I have to bribe him with money or
Hmm.
I'll watch your kid if you watch mine. So it's like it's never just like I could just go.
Yeah.
It's always some stipulation in between me and whatever I want to do, like
Hmm.
playing tennis.
Okay. So let me ask you this. If you had like a magic wand and it could solve your problem today, what would that look like for you if your problem was solved?
Oh, that's a good question. Oh, I would have my master's degree and I would be working. I wouldn't have to deal with school and work because I think that's one of the biggest struggles I have is combining the two because they're both so taxing.
Hmm.
I think that if I had just one and then I was a parent, I think that would lighten the load significantly.
So maybe eliminating a stressor, which will probably be school, would work in your favor.
Yeah, I think so. But that won't happen for the next 2.5, 3 years. So
Hmm.
I got some time.
Yeah. I mean, you have to let's look at some of the strengths. So far you've said that, you're working, you're a student, you're a parent, you've been promoted. So that tells me, at least that you're doing really well at your job, that they've recognized that you're doing well and they've decided to give you a promotion. So that's one strength you have to look at. And then the fact that you're going back to school I'm assuming, to better yourself for your situation, for you and your child. That's also a strength that, some people don't, or they're not ready to commit to, or even some people just don't want to. So that's a strength also. And then to me, it sounds like,
I'm sorry, give me 1 second. Naya, I'm on the phone call right now. I'm sorry.
oh no, no problems. I definitely know how that can be. Um, Another strength, you are able to multitask. You're on this call with me, you have your daughter, and you're still able to, focus and give the attention to yourself, to the session, you know, that someone else might not be able to do that. So those are also strengths. Like, can you tell me some other strengths that you think you have? Those are the ones that I've been able to recognize just from being on this call with you. What other strengths do you think you have in regards to your job and in life in general?
I think being a father is one of my strengths. I put my all into it, and I think that's why sometimes it could be a little taxing. I think I'm also great. I'm a good chef. I like to cook. Today I even barbecued. I had a nice little meal. We made hamburgers and hot dogs and chicken wings. And what else? I think I'm also a good listener.
Mhm.
A lot of my friends come to me with problems that they may have. So
Yeah, so it sounds like you have some positive things going on for yourself right now. And in regards to your daughter, um, it sounds like to me so far that you're able to spend time with her and incorporate her in your world. You said you guys made a meal together.
yes,
Yeah, so it sounds like you're able to incorporate her in the things that you enjoy, and then kind of do things around the things that you enjoy as well. So if I remember correctly, you like to play tennis, and um, it's a little difficult now because you have to find babysitters and things like that. But it still sounds like you are making time to do something that you enjoy. Does that sound about right?
yes. It's just a little bit more difficult.
Yeah. So, um, from everything that you said so far, um, what's something that you would like to see moving forward in your day-to-day life in regards to like your job and your daughter in school? What's something that you a positive change that you would like to see that would make you feel a little less overwhelmed?
Maybe a little bit more support at work. I
Mhm,
think that sometimes I feel like they may throw me into some things that I'm not ready for.
mhm,
But with this type of job, it's like it's not a lot of time for support. It's like they throw you in, excuse me, I'm sorry, and they're like, let's see if you can do it.
mhm.
So I think maybe a little bit more support at work would definitely be beneficial.
Okay. Do you have a good relationship? Oh, let me ask this first. So you were promoted, so you're kind of still with the same job as before, just a different position, higher position?
Yeah, higher position.
Okay. And do you think you have a pretty good relationship with your boss or your supervisor?
I think so. I think I could definitely voice my concerns and she will be receptive.
Okay. You think like maybe within the next week or so that you'll be able to talk to your supervisor or your boss and kind of map out a plan about how you can get more support at work or kind of voice your concerns a little bit?
Yes. Well, one of my things is I'm a little bad with confrontation.
Hmm.
So it'll be something that it will take me a couple days to like bring myself to do it, but I think I will be able to.
Okay. Well, you said you're bad with confrontation. I don't want to
I'm sorry. My background is kind of loud right
oh
now.
no, it's okay. It's definitely it's life.
Right?
Um
Pandemic, right?
yes, pandemic life. You said you're bad with confrontation, but I do want to point out that you reached out to me to schedule this session to kind of talk about the things that are going on with you and the things that are going on in life right now that are a little stressful or difficult for you. So to me, it seems like you do have a positive mindset, um, and you can probably apply, or take that initiative that you took with me and kind of apply it to your work situation as well. Um, so that is another strength I'd like to point out.
That makes
Yeah,
sense, actually.
yeah. So back to our magic wand question. You said that if you were to eliminate a stressor, preferably school, and just focus on working and then parenting, that you would have less stress. Your program, I believe you said, takes maybe 2 to 3 years. Was that correct?
Mhm.
So we still have, some time until we can eliminate that stressor. What are some other things that you think could help in the meantime to kind of take off some of that load? How are you with like um your assignments and like your, I guess, scheduling things, and
Okay.
how are you with like what's the word I'm looking for? Um how are you like with ordering things or scheduling things and putting things in like a order of how you want to get them done.
Okay, so I'm not organized.
Prioritizing is that's what I'm looking for. The word I'm looking for.
Prioritizing. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's one of my weaker, I feel like one of my weaker sides. Like I
Mm-hmm.
said, I'm not the most organized person. Um, I'm trying to get better, especially with this new job.
Mm-hmm.
I think that could be something that I could work on to maybe eliminate some of that stress.
Is there ever a time where you were organized or
No.
no? Okay. Um, I was going to suggest maybe like a planner or something to kind of like write things down that are due or kind of like map out your day so it
Mhm.
doesn't feel as overwhelming. So you have to see, like, you have a visual of what you have to do. You can see it. You can kind of like, okay, this fits in here, this fits in there. Um, what do you think about that?
That's a great. I feel like I don't understand why I didn't think of that, but okay, that could be something I could do because it sounds like maybe I'm a visual person too. So maybe looking at it and maybe seeing that it's only 3 or 4 things could be
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, you could do that in a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just want to ask so far, how has this conversation, I guess, helped so far as you're feeling overwhelmed? And a scale to back to 0 to 10. You say you're feeling, I guess, maybe the same, maybe more overwhelmed, a little less overwhelmed. What do you think?
Definitely a little less. I think you put a lot of things into perspective for me, like writing down what I have to do
Mm-hmm.
and figuring out what does make me happy in this time of feeling like I'm being stretched thin. So like is I think you pointed out something like me focusing on the things that are positive in
Mm-hmm.
the conversation. I think that's what you kind of like alluded to a couple of times. And rather than me focus on what I haven't done or what I feel like I need support with. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely a little less overwhelmed.
Okay. Um, yeah. I just wanted to, I guess, the focus of our sessions are going to be to kind of look at where we're at right now, the here and now, and then try to remain positive and look towards and try to adapt a positive, I guess, attitude like in the present and towards the future as well. So we'll be looking at a bunch of we'll be super optimistic is what I tell people. We'll be really optimistic and we won't focus too much on the past, but where we are right now and what we can do to kind of bring the things that we want into fruition and we just have a really positive spin on it. I do have some homework for you. How do you feel about homework? I know you already said you're a little overwhelmed. This would be
Ah,
kind of a little easy. I have a
okay.
homework assignment
As
for
long
you.
as it's easy, because I'm not trying to read chapter books or nothing like that.
No, it didn't be nothing like that. So I want you to try to make some observations within now and the next time that we meet. I want you to kind of look at some of the positive things that are happening around you or to you. So that could be at your job, that can be, emails or something that you get from school, and obviously at home with your daughter. I want you to kind of make a list of things that you see that are positive and things that you want to continue to happen. And you can be, I don't know if you have a smartphone or anything like that, but like what I like to do is use my like notes app. And if I see something or if I notice something, I'll just type in a quick note and,
Okay.
keep it going. What do you think about that?
That sounds doable. I can do that. It's not 29 people. It's just
Right. I don't want to overwhelm you. I don't want to add to your stress. Um, so we can schedule another session. I don't know if I clarified or if we talked about it. Did you want to do weekly sessions or what are your thoughts?
I think weekly would be good. That's fine.
Okay. So we can meet again next week. Um, we can kind of coordinate our schedules to see what we have available. Well, we can meet again next week. Does this time and day kind of work for you?
Perfect, actually.
Okay, so
As
cool.
long as the kid's not going crazy.
Yeah. Okay, so I can put you in the books for around the same time next week. How does that sound?
Sounds great. Thank you, Chicago.
Awesome. Yeah, no problem. And I appreciate you meeting with me. I think we'll make some pretty good strides towards the future, and I think we'll get you situated.
Thank you. I really, really appreciate this.
No problem. All right, so I'll see you next week.
All right. Bye.
Bye.